Hello there guys and welcome back to once again another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. Today we will be racing around Belgium with the Access Mainstream Racing Series, as it is going to be once again 14 people on the grid. We've got one race ban for Mr. Remy for crashing out last week. Well, crashing out on purpose, of course, that is. We've got some very exciting races here in Belgium. I mean, we've seen some very exciting races already in the past. And this is going to be one of them, hopefully. We are in Season 7, Round 8 of the Belgian Grand Prix. It's going to be a short qualifying and a 50% race afterwards. And hopefully these guys are going to make it around the track safe and fast. That is what we love to see here in Formula 1. The fastest cars on the planet are the F1 cars, of course, with their very good aerodynamics and their speed down the straights. They're probably the fastest cars, if not the fastest. We're on board with Chef. Chef being the Red Bull driver and also the sponsor of this live stream league, however you want to call it. So if you want to check out Demo Invest, if you're interested in investing, make sure to check out Demo Invest, and you can contact Gregory on his Instagram, which is Gregory. However you want to call it, Mortier. So MORTIER_official. So make sure to check out Mr. Gregory, and hopefully he's gonna have a couple of DMs, you know, investing. It's definitely not something for me, as I don't have any knowledge on that. And I'm pretty sure Gregory will tell you a lot about it, but I'm not sure. For me, it probably wouldn't be it, but if you think investing is something for you, make sure to let Gregory know. Gregory.Mortier_official on Instagram. And we're currently on a lap with Mr. Mortier, Mr. Gregory, entering Sector 2 into Turn 8, a long right-hander, and then we've got a fast left-hander to the left, which is going to be Turn 9. Here in Belgium, a lot of good overtaking spots, I do have to say that. Turn 1 is a good one, Turn 5 is a good one, Turn 8 is a good one, Turn 10 and 11 are some good ones. Turn 12, 13 and 14 is a good corner section to make an overtake. And of course we've got Turn 15 with that very well-known house on the left side of the track. There you can see it. It's the only original remaining team from the Grand Prix from 1950, which was the first Grand Prix here in Belgium. And in the F1, on the calendar. I mean, not the first one ever, but it was on the calendar of the first F1 season. And that was, of course, this beautiful Belgian track. Not as what it looks like today, as the layout has been changed. And Gregory puts himself on pole with a 145.1. Let's go on board with someone else, Vextman maybe, as he's just entered Sector 3 into bus stop. No, chicane. Is this bus stop? I think it is bus stop, isn't it? Ooh, comes across the line, improves by almost a second on Mr. Chef. Trem also on the fast one, entering turn 12, 13 and 14 at the moment. Doesn't take a beautiful line coming through there. He should have gone a little bit wider coming into that corner. Liquid Gas coming across the line, the championship leader with a 143.1. As it seems like Trem is going a little bit too wide coming through that corner, but no invalidation for the Ferrari driver. And what time is he going to be able to perform here in Belgium? It'll probably be somewhere around a 144 mid. And there's some yellow flags in Sector 1. That might be the AlphaTauri driver. Ooh, Trem, my apologies. Taking a lot of curb on the exit. Beautifully done. And here he comes. A 144.9 for the Ferrari driver. Tom is definitely one to look at. He's currently in a very heated battle with Liquid Gas. Tom is only 3 points away from the Haas driver. And the both of them possibly the fastest drivers on the grid. P3 goes to Dom Walsh, who's unfortunately not in the lobby today, so he might be losing a couple of points or positions to the guys behind him. And these guys are running some very different, a very different point system. P1 gets 15 points, then it's, let me have a quick look, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, no, I have no idea actually. Let me have a quick look. They sent it to me on DM, so just gonna go through that real quick. So it's 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the fastest lap gets 1 point for everyone who puts it, not only the top 10, but everyone who has done it. Here comes Thomas as the fastest second sector. Let me put the track data on. And what time will it be for the AlphaTauri driver? It might be a good one though. He was already looking fast through sector 1, through sector 2. He just needs to nail bus stop. He's going a little... Oh no, he's taking that perfectly. Takes a lot of curb down the inside, a lot of curb on the exit. Oh, this is going to be a great time from Thomas. Putting himself in P3. Monster to come across the line to put himself in P2. With a 143.6. Not bad at all. Thomas only 1/10 away. As the two bottom drivers haven't put a time yet. As Blood Diamond is going to come across the line to start one at the moment. Into turn 1, hard braking zone. A little bit of a U-turn hair clip kind of something. And going into turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4. Eau Rouge et Radion. This is Eau Rouge. This is Radion. And then we're coming into the Camel Straight. Heading into turn 5, 6, and 7. A beautiful corner section and definitely a good overtaking opportunity for the guys as they have the DRS coming down the Camel Straight. Then into turn 5 you can just make a deep dive bomb and make that move work. Into turn 7 he goes. Oh, look at that line, beautifully done by Blood Diamond. And I think he also had the fastest first sector. He might have a good setup for that first sector. But that means he's going to lose a bit of time through sector 2 and sector 3. But I guess that will be shown later this lap. Still 10 more minutes to go in this qualifying session. Blood Diamond coming through Pouhon. Heading into turn 12 and 13. Hard braking zone. I always go a little bit too deep. It seems like Blood Diamond doesn't go too deep coming through there. Touches the curb on the exit. Beautifully done. Into turn 14. Takes a lot of curb on the exit. Oh, yes. Look at that. Turn 15. Watch out for the wall on the exit. And now he's heading through the fast part here in Belgium, which a lot of guys tend to make a little mistake in. Sometimes they're taking the curb here on the exit, which you shouldn't do, because that means you're going to lose a little bit of time coming through bus stop at the moment. Into turn 18, and then we've got turn 19, the last corner of the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's going to be a great lap. It's going to be pole time with a 143.14, a Blood Diamond for now. Beatty also on a fast one. Not sure if he's going to be getting pole. Beatty not the fastest of the league, but he's definitely up there. He's in the top 10 of the Drivers' Championship. And Molson begin a new driver here in the league. He is he's just joined last night or the day before. I'm not 100% sure. And he's put himself in P11 with a 145.5. I think he can do a little bit better. And PD coming across the line with a 144.4. He put himself in P8 for now. Dean is on a fast one. I think Dean must be one of the new ones too. Or this is Dom Walsh, but I don't think so. I mean, probably not new, but I haven't seen him on track yet, so that might explain why. Coming through sector 2 at the moment. Oh, this is some good racing, some good clean laps from the Alfa Romeo driver. Ooh, he's got the fastest second sector, but it's a well-known glitch, so I wouldn't trust too much looking at that time. As I'm just gonna check out the YouTube video as I'm hearing some cracks in my headphones, so I think the live stream might be glitched, but I could be wrong. Let me listen to it real quick. No, it's alright. It's alright. And Dean comes across the line to put himself in P3. Surprising result. And we've got a lot of guys pretty close to each other. Blood Diamond, Liquid Gas, and Bean within 600s of each other. We've got a little bit of gap to P4 being 5 tenths. Thomas on the tail of Monster in P5. Grimo in P6 with only a couple of thousandths away from Thomas. Hybrid plays 2 tenths behind Grimo. Vexed 3 tenths behind Hybrid. We've got PD being 2 tenths behind Vexman. To finish off the top 10, we've got Trem in P10, only 5 tenths away from PD. And then Chef 2 tenths behind Trem. Mike Taylor 1 tenth behind Chef. Malster being 3 tenths behind Mike Taylor, and Get Smurfed being the last driver of the grid, more than 3 seconds behind P13. So a lot of these guys possibly are looking to improve their times here in the last part of the qualifying, as it seems like Liquid Gas is coming into the pits again. Hybrid place, entering Pouhon. And he's possibly going to take a lot of curb there on the exit, which you should take. A little bit of traffic up ahead. That is an Alfa Romeo. He needs to watch out, and he goes too deep in that corner. Possibly lost a couple of hundreds there, and Dean goes pretty nice. I mean, he left enough space for for Hybrid Place to go past 600s up on his time. That would put him not in the top 60 yet, but maybe he can improve here through Sector 3. And Hybrid Plays definitely one of those guys who I'd say is a bit of an underdog. He could get a top 3 position any day if he has a good day. Oh, cuts the corner there a little bit too much. Oh, and rotates his car too much, and he goes too early on the throttle. And that was possibly gonna be an improvement, but it won't be for today. Has lost more than 5 seconds coming around the last corner. And it seems like he's going for another one. Although I don't think so. He just has to finish off his lap before being able to go for another one. Grimo was up on his time, and the McLaren driver seems to have impeded him. That was Molson all the way in P13. Not sure if Molson is on a fast one at the moment. Let's have a quick look. He does seem to be on a fast one. Oh no, he doesn't seem to be on a fast one. He's 1 second slower. What has happened there between Grimo and Molson? Because I knew Grimo was up on his lap going into Sector 2. Sector 3, I should say. Sector 2, probably. Not 100% sure. Is Play is going to come into the pits again? Does he have enough time? I would say so. Grimo is going to come into the pits. Lost 8 tenths entering Sector 3. And Chef might be up on his lap. He's just entered the first sector. Goes too deep into that corner, into turn 1. That might be a couple of tenths lost. As he's gonna tackle Orouge Radion at the moment. Takes a lot of curb through Orouge. And of course Radion, beautifully done. And I'm really hoping that it's not gonna be raining, because the guys will be sliding through Orouge when it's raining. And he's up on his time, 24 thousandths, which is not amazingly fast or amazingly much, but he might be able to improve even more in Sector 2 and Sector 3. Chef currently putting himself in P12. He's not in the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship, and neither is the other Red Bull driver. So Red Bull, who is supposed to be the fastest team, is nowhere near the top 10 at the moment, but they might be able to score their first couple of points. I mean, I think they already have a couple of points, but even more points for that Constructors' Championship today here in Belgium, as it is, of course, going to be Chef, his home Grand Prix. Belgium. I think he is from the west part of Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. And hopefully he's going to make the Belgians, including myself, proud, because this is also my home track. And is he going to be improving? That is the biggest question for now. I think he is. I think he might be up on his lap by quite a bit. I think he might make a top 10 position out of his. Yes, indeed, a P9 for Chef. Look at that, a 144.2. Only a couple of hundreds away from Vexman right there. But also Vexman is on a lap, and he's up by 4 tenths entering Sector 3. So that will possibly put him somewhere around the top 6. Is he going to be in front or behind his own teammate? I feel like the Mercedes drivers have some good similar pace, which is always lovely to see for team plays. But it's also a danger because you might be willing to battle your own teammate, which is obviously not ideal. Here he comes across the line. Tram retired from the session already. And Vex puts himself behind Grimo, so that means he is in P7. Lost a bit of time through Sector 3. You might want to go on board with Molson. In the McLaren car. Takes a lot of curb on the exit there. There's a little bit of traffic up ahead, the Ferrari and the Red Bull. As he definitely needs to watch out that his hybrid plays on an outlap. So I think he should go to the left or to the right, entering turn 12 maybe. Or you should just keep on driving because Molson is still a far away. The Red Bull driver up ahead is also on a fast lap. I think it is Chef indeed, and Get Smurfed is not coming out anymore. He's 3 seconds slower than the guy in front of him. And he decides to not come out anymore, and he doesn't have any time to come out anymore. There goes the Ferrari driver off track, beautifully done. I think Molson has enough space up ahead to be able to make... Oh, that was the curb I was talking about. You definitely shouldn't be going onto that curb. Possibly has a little bit of downforce problems, I mean issues, because of the dirty air he's got up ahead from the Red Bull. And Molson does not improve, 7/10 slower. Let's go on board with Liquid Gas here. And is the Alpine driver going to make it across the line in time? Yes, indeed he will. Grimo might not make it across the line in time though. No, I think he will. 10 more seconds. He's timed that perfectly. And let's go on board with Liquid Gas here. Entering Sector 2. He's up on his time by 800ths. And that would be a provisional pole. Let's hope he's not going to invalidate, because that is something we do tend to see every now and then here in Belgium. Drivers invalidating because they want to push too much into turn 9. Takes a lot of curb there. Beautifully done. Liquid Gas definitely looking at the pole time here in Belgium. Oh, look at that beautiful line coming through Pouhon. And then coming into turn 12, 13, and 14. Dean with the fastest lap with 142.7. That came out of nowhere. Liquid Gas might have been caught off guard there, up by 2/10. It will not be enough. He needs to improve a little bit more here in Sector 3. And will he be able to? Liquid Gas, the Haas driver, he's been caught off guard. And I think he was just trying to make it across Sector 2 and Sector 3. Nice, because he knew he had that pole time anyway. But it doesn't look like it. Dean Khan coming across the line for the Alfa Romeo team with a 142.7. Liquid Gas. It's going to be a P2 for the Haas driver. Only 600ths away from the Alfa Romeo. And what is Blood Diamond going to be doing? And not improving coming into Sector 3. So it won't be a pole time for the Alpine driver. I think his last lap was quite of a beautiful one already, so it was quite difficult improving there. Oh, look at that. Grimo up in his time. This will possibly be a P5 for the Mercedes driver. And yes, indeed, it will be a P4 even. Mounster getting pushed back a position. And now Vexman is coming into the pits. Molson is on 1. He's coming into the pits. And that will be your qualifying session here in Axis Mainstream Racing Series. Beautiful pole position for the Alfa Romeo driver. He's blinking, and that means he's saving some ERS here, of course. A 142.729 is the pole time here around Belgium. Liquid Gas not too far behind. Neither is Blood Diamond, and neither is Grimo. Almost made it into the top 3. He needed to improve by about 8 more hundredths. But unfortunately, he didn't manage to do so. Monster in P5, Thomas in P6. We will be going through the grid later when the standings are actually showing up. Here we go. These are the standings for tonight. I mean, the results. Dean in P1, a Liquid Gas in P2, and Blood Diamond in P3. Further, we've got Grimo, a Monster, Thomas, who was about a second behind Dean Khan. That is not the pace we're hoping to see from the AlphaTauri driver, because he is currently in a very heated battle with liquid gas for the Drivers' Championship. Only 3 points away for that P1, so he definitely needs to be consistent throughout the race. Mike Taylor with a surprising P7, Vextman in P8, Hybrid Plays in P9, and Chef in P10. Further, we've got PD, Trem, Molson, and Get Smurfed. Dean Khan has joined the session again. I think he glitched out or something. I'm not sure, but that is not a great sign going further into this race, because that means he might... Oh, he's leaving again. Oh, this is going to be troubles for Decon. Mounty really happy with that quali. That was a phenomenal quali from you, Mounty. Monster in P5, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you, Monster? Or P6? No, I think Thomas is in P5. No, Thomas is in P6. Monster is in P5. Grimo in P4. Yes, indeed. So we're now waiting. Nobody can press the ready up button because everyone needs to put their setups on. They need to drink a little bit of water, go to the toilet maybe. They're going to give each other a bit of time. We might be going at 9, as it is 2 more minutes before the race is actually going underway. I'm just going to read the chat if anything has been said. Oh, apparently someone's electric has gone off. Get Pole and the house decides to shut down. P5, yeah, okay. My memory is still on point, luckily. Vexman says, for fuck's sakes, but that sucks. And it's okay, I had a positive quality to move forward with. There we go. As stated in incident decision, will explain. Can you get back in? So, Mr. Alfa Romeo, fortunately, is not going to be able to continue to race. He did have a beautiful qualifying, but that will not be enough. Dean Khan in P1 will not be racing anymore, so that will most likely be a DNF, if I'm not mistaken, if he cannot get back in the race, of course. And we're waiting, oh, we're waiting, and everyone is waiting here in the lobby with me. Hey, bum ba bum 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 bum. Ah, there we go. We're going to be having a formation lap first. So that gives us the chance to look at the tires, of course. A lot of different strategies. A lot of different interesting strategies. We've got one driver being on the hard tires. That is Thomas W in P6. The top 5 is starting on the mediums. So we are possibly not going to be seeing them lose any positions to the hard tire behind them. But we've got a couple of guys in P7, 8, and 9 starting on the soft tires, and they could be a big threat to Thomas in P6. Chev and PD on the medium tires, Trem and Molson on the soft tires, and then we've got Get Smurfed being on the medium tires. A soft medium definitely works here around Belgium, so I would definitely suggest going onto a soft medium or a medium soft. 22 laps only. It's a very, very, very long track. The longest track on the calendar being more than 7 kilometers long for one lap. And that is also the only track being more than 7 kilometers. The rules of the F1 says, or the FIA says, that you cannot have a track longer than 6.5 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. But because Belgium is one of the iconic tracks that have been there since 1950, they allowed it for these tracks. But the other tracks who are getting onto the calendar cannot be longer than 6.5 kilometers or somewhere around that length. And that's why actually the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix was changed, because it was too long. So they changed the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix to, I think, 6.3 kilometers. And Belgium being the longest track, but also gives the best racing here in Spa-Francorchamps. Or should I say it on the French way? Francochon. Ah, Spa Francochon. Should I keep saying it like that? I think I do. Because here in Spa Francochon, they speak French, and Belgium is actually separated into two different regions. We've got the Flemish part and the Wallonie part, and Spa-Francorchamps is in the Wallonie part, so surrounded by trees basically. The Flemish part is surrounded by buildings, and that is what gives this a beauty of a track, of course, a beauty of a scenery, as we're in the middle of not the mountains, because there's no mountains in Belgium, but it gives a great scenery. The guys putting themselves on the track, on the grid. A couple of guys getting DNF'd, or DNF from the formation lap. We're currently in Season 7, Round 8 of the Belgian Grand Prix here in Access Mainstream Racing Series. It's 5 red lights, and away we go. A very good start there from Blood Diamond, as he's already looking to make a move up the inside. Around the outside he goes. Liquid Gas, and we've got, oh, Mike Taylor making a dive bomb up the inside of Liquid Gas. He's up into P2 already. Monster already up into P3, and those guys are starting on the soft tires. Monster isn't. He's on the medium tires, and he's had a great start there at the beginning of the race. He's now looking to make a move around the outside. He's going to drain a little bit of ERS. Here down the Camel Straight he comes. Around the outside he goes, and he's going to take that position. Maybe Liquid Gas could give him a little bit of a tow. Yes, indeed he can. Here comes Monster around the outside. Mike Taylor has to yield from that position. And now Dean has lost 3 positions. Came all the way from P1. He's back in the car, though, which is great news. So you might want to go back to the rear. Here Thomas trying to make a move up the inside into turn 8. Hybrid Place leaves enough space for him to get past Chef. It's making it very difficult for Trem to get past, as he's bumped up to P9. That is point positions for the Red Bull driver Trem in P10. Then we've got Vexman dropping 3 positions, came from P8, currently in P11. The top, P13 and P14 haven't gained a single position, so we might want to go back to P4 and P5. Dean dropping a lot of positions. Is that his AI, or is that still Dean? I'm not sure. Here comes Hybrid Plays around the outside of Blood Diamond. He's now getting attacked from behind. Chef up the inside. Look at that! The Belgian driver in the top 8. This is something we haven't seen before. And it seems like Dean is trying to make his way around a Blood Diamond, or is it the other way around? Dean really not having a great race start, dropping all the way from P1 to P7. Vexman bumped up a position. Around the outside he goes into bus stop, as he has the inside line, so he should be a little bit faster at the moment. Cannot force the Ferrari off track, but he does. He does force him off track, which is obviously not allowed. Here comes Chef making another overtake. Vexman is going to go down the inside. The Alfa Romeo leaves him enough space, but those soft tires will definitely play in his advantage. Vexman. Here comes Trem up the inside. It's 3 wide coming through Eau Rouge. I don't think that's a great idea. Hybrid Place is going to back out. Back out. I was going to say back out. Let's go to the front of the pack as Mike Taylor is making a move up the inside. Monster with a possible switchback coming through turn 5 and 6. And he's going to back out of it. Dean dropping another couple of positions. I don't think he managed to get back in, because he dropped so many positions all the way from P1 to P13 at the moment. That's 12 positions lost, which is obviously not ideal. The times have been fucked again. Oh, and a yellow flag. Someone has crashed out. That is Chef. Oh, Jesus. Chef, you can't be serious. Lost the front wing. And he's getting a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Molson in P10. And I think Chef has gotten more damage out of it from the collision than Molson, because Molson is still in P10. Gained 3 positions already and doesn't have a single damage on his car, while Chef does. He has no front wing left. And as things were looking great for the Belgian driver, things are looking absolutely worse than they were before. Let's go back to the front of the pack, as it is a virtual safety car. Liquid Gas has taken such a big lead already in only 2 laps. Mike Taylor in P2 gained 5 positions, but I'm not sure whether that dive bomb up the inside was completely clean. We didn't catch that really. And I think that will be something for the stewards. To me, it seemed like he pushed someone really, really wide, and it gave him a couple of positions to gain. Oh, touches the brakes. Almost Monster going into the back, and now we've got green flags and go, go, go. Five tenths for Monster already. He's in P3, gained 2 positions. So you might want to go back to Thomas, who's gained the single position. And he's going to go chase Mr. Mercedes driver. Monster making the overtake up the inside of Mike Taylor. Mike Taylor is trying to find his way around the McLaren driver again, but it's not as easy as it looks here through turn 5, 6, and 7. Now into turn 8, usually a couple of guys tend to make a move down the inside there with a good exit coming through turn 7. But Mike Taylor was not one of them. He wants to be patient, he wants to wait. And here at the back of the grid, we're looking at some feisty battles too. As Chef has come into the pits 32 seconds behind his own teammate. And Mike Taylor, he has done what nobody expected him to do. And Liquid Gas, I think we all expected him to be somewhere in the top 3, but already having a 3-second gap to Monster in only three laps is, to me, a show of performance, a show of dominance here in Belgium. And Petey going off track there. I think Molson is looking to make a move around the outside of the Ferrari driver. Yes, indeed. As this is going to be a very heated battle between Hybrid Plays and Molson. But he's going to let him go through. Hybrid Plays, a very smart play from the Ferrari driver. It seems like there's some heated battles here up the front. Mike Taylor, who's possibly going to make a move through the Camel Straight. DRS has been enabled. Vexman with the fastest lap with 148.2. And let's have a quick look with these tire strategies. Mike Taylor should be faster than a Monster at the moment. But as things are looking like right now, it's not seeming like that. Coming through Radio, he seems to be having a good line coming through turn 4. Look at that. Oh, look at the space difference. Ooh. Look at the speed down the straight that Mike Taylor has. It is absolutely amazing, and that is possibly why he's gained so much speed down the first straight, down the start-finish straight. He possibly was accelerating a little bit faster than the other guys. I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with max speed. Never mind, I didn't say a single thing. Although, does it? I'm not sure. If you have lower wings, are you also faster when you're coming out of a corner? Because of like speed down the straight? I have no idea actually. I'm no car expert. And it seems like Grimo and Thomas have caught up to Monster and Mike Taylor because of all the battling that's happening. And as things are looking like right now, Thomas is possibly going to get another P2, as he's running the best strategy at this point during the race. Hard tires. He might be going on to the mediums or the softs at the end of the race, but medium softs are definitely working. I've seen many people do it here in Belgium and actually won the Grand Prix. You just need to manage your tires, you need to manage your pace and your fuel. And usually a lot of guys tend to underfuel here in Belgium, and that is why we're possibly going to be seeing some running out of fuel drivers. Thomas has already caught the fastest lap here too on the hard tires, so that does mean these hards have a lot of pace here around Belgium, and they're going to have the DRS. It's possibly going to be 3 wide. 4 wide maybe if Grimo can catch up. As Thomas is right on the tail. Mike Taylor, he's gonna have the pace, but it doesn't look like it. Here comes Thomas down the inside of the Aston Martin. That is gonna be moved on up the inside he goes. And Grimo has to watch what is happening up front, because he cannot do anything about that. Maybe here down the inside of turn 8, he's gonna back out of it. But Mike Taylor has lost 2 positions down the straight without a DRS. Of course, Monster making the overtake with the DRS coming through the Camel Straight, and also Thomas taking the advantage of using the hards and the DRS down the straight. It goes off track there. I think that might be a track invalidation, or a track limit, I should say. And he's definitely not going to make a move here, because it's very risky making a move through there, because there's not a lot of room down the inside. Neither is there room around the outside, because you've got a 90 degrees corner with another corner right behind. I'm really wondering what the track limit settings here are here in this league, because it seems like a couple of guys are sometimes taking some track limits and not getting a track limit for it, or a warning at least. Thomas with a lot of straight line speed. Is he going down the inside? Yes, indeed he is. Into bus stop he goes. Possibly Blake's a little bit too late. And look at that beautiful line from Thomas. Meister, is he going to make a switchback work? Doesn't look like it. Mike Taylor keeping the position from the Mercedes driver, but Grimo has the DRS. Mike Taylor doesn't. They dropped back by more than 1 second. Around the outside goes Grimo. Oh, it is strict tanks, Dom Walsh. Appreciate it, mate. Bloody Diamond, don't make a move to Eau Rouge, he's gonna do it anyway! Oh, and there goes the Aston Martin! Off track, oh, what is he doing? Oh, he lost the car a little bit. I think he got caught off guard because Blood Diamond made the move down the inside in Eau Rouge, well, before Eau Rouge, but... Oh, what a beautiful move there from Blood Diamond. It was risky. Oh, and Meister goes off track a little bit, but he recovered quite nicely. And Grimo now catching up. Down the inside he goes. No, he doesn't. He decides to back out. And I feel like Grimo is one of those guys who is patient. And I love to see that about the racing driver. There's no need to make a move in the first corner where you see a little gap. There's no need. Just patiently wait. You're losing more time the more you battle. Just keep it behind the guy and wait for the perfect opportunity. You've got a good overtaking opportunity down the Camel Straight, because Meister doesn't have a single DRS because he's more than 1 second behind Thomas. And then Thomas is hopefully going to catch up to Liquid Gas in P1. These hard tires should be getting faster pretty soon, as we're currently in lap 6 out of the 22. So still many laps to go, 16 to be exact. You might want to go on board with Blood Diamond, who is 7 tenths behind Grimo. Grimo risking dropping down, well, dropping out of the DRS zone. As I think he won't be, might be though. Depends on whether he was within 1 second. I think he is. I think he'll have the DRS. Mike Taylor coming into the pits all ready to go on to the mediums, possibly? Is he going for medium softs? Soft mediums? Or soft hards, possibly soft hards. And he's going on to the mediums. A very interesting strategy. I don't think that'll work, if I'm being honest. And I don't think these mediums will last till the end of the race. Trem going on to the mediums too. Coming into the pits from soft tires, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look if Molson is struggling. Doesn't look like it. Vaxman. Oh, there's some heated battles going on here in P4, P3 in Sector 2, as 4 drivers are within 1 second of each other. Blood Diamond and Grimo both managed to catch up to Meister and Thomas. And Thomas is definitely making it very difficult for these medium tire runners behind him. And I'm really wondering when that crossover point is there. It's probably pretty soon. Molson with the only driver being, well, getting a penalty. There goes Blood Diamond in the wall in turn 12. And that is not a very usual crash we see most of the times. Does he have front wing damage? Possibly, because he came into that wall very aggressively. And that will be Blood Diamond out of the contention for a top 3 position, as he dropped back all the way to P7. I'm not going to say it's the tires already, because the mediums will last a little bit longer than 7 laps. Trem, who's just made the overtake on Dean's AI, if it is Dean having the AI. Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, it is Dean having an AI. Yeah, it is an AI. Okay. That has cleared it up already. And it seems like everyone here in the top 4 has dropped out of the 1 second of each other. Mounster, although he managed to get within the 1 second again, possibly down the straight. But these hard tires will become faster at some point during this stint. And Meister did indeed catch up. It will not be good enough for a DRS. Thomas with a great race in P2 already. And he might be able to catch up to Liquid Gas, although Liquid Gas, a very lonely race. P1, 7-lap old mediums. Hybrid Plays now coming across the line to put a 146.5 on the medium tires. And surprisingly enough, we haven't seen many fastest laps for Liquid Gas, although he's pulling away from everyone. So I think he's just taking it easy, but still consistent. And that is what we love to see. Drivers like, for example, Liquid Gas? No, not Liquid Gas. Oh, Petey seems to be having an overtake. Oh, Vexman on the soft tires. Is he struggling already? I think he might have lost the car. Oh, and there's going to be someone behind him. Does he have front wing damage? It doesn't look like it coming through turn 13. Blood Diamond caught up. Blood Diamond caught up. Goes off track there a little bit. Might have been a warning. Vexman looking to struggle on these soft tires. That is not great. It is not looking great for Vexman. And here comes Blood Diamond with his straight line speed. Look at that. He's just blasting past the Mercedes driver. He's also draining all of the ERS he's got because he's blinking already. So that might explain why he's so fast on the straights. Mike Taylor. Oh, Vexman coming into the pits. He's switching from the softs till the mediums possibly. And I think these medium tires are definitely looking into going onto the hard tires, because you see that the soft tires are already coming into the pits after quite a couple of laps already. You know, we saw Trem coming into the pits after lap 6. We saw, who was on the softs too? It was Mike Taylor coming into the pits after lap 6 on the soft tires onto the mediums. So if you think that they only last about 6-7 laps, you should stretch your mediums till lap 15 something. And that's still 6 more laps. Are they feeling comfortable going on to the mediums that long? Vexman definitely doesn't seem to be looking into the medium tires, because he's gone onto the hard tires, dropped back all the way to P10, and now Mike Taylor is on the tail of a Blood Diamond. He's on the medium tires too, so he should be good to go for the rest of the race. Here he goes down the inside, and he pushes the Alpine wide. That was definitely not clean racing from Mike Taylor, but I think he just clipped the curb up the inside, which made him go a little bit deeper into that corner. Has a little bit of a snap coming through turn 13. And now he's trying to pull away from Blood Diamond. Blood Diamond being on those 8-lap-old mediums, it's difficult, but he should stretch them a little bit more. Grimo Mouser coming into the pits, possibly to go into the hard tires. And it's looking cloudy. It is looking very cloudy here in Spa-Francorchamps. And does that mean we're going to be having rain pretty soon? I would say so, because the weather could change very rapidly here in Belgium. And the moment it starts raining, the guys should go onto the intermediate tires, because the track gets so wet very fast. And you should definitely take a look into that. We have seen it happen multiple times already, where it started raining around lap 18, 19. The drivers did not come into the pits, and around lap 21, 22, they slid into the wall, and they didn't manage to make their race, or at least get into the top 5. And the guys who went onto the intermediate tires the fastest came out on top. Chef, who's on the tail of Dean, it seems like, trying to make the overtake on the Alfa Romeo with a switchback. He's got a lot of straight line speed, and that is going to be a move done. Dean, whose AI is racing, unfortunately, it is not going to be a good race for the Alfa Romeo driver, mainly because his power will cut off. So quite unfortunate. Having a pole time, he was possibly going to be competing with Liquid Gas and Thomas today. Thomas, who's lost another second to the Haas driver, but he should be getting faster at this point. And I think I know what Thomas is doing. He's trying to stretch those hards till the end of the race, or at least till the rain is starting to drop, because he cannot stretch those hards till the end of the race, because Liquid Gas coming into the pits. Interesting strategy. What is the Haas driver gonna do? Going from the mediums to the hards, possibly. If he goes onto the softs, we know what's going to happen. We know that it is going to rain. And what tire does he go on? Hard tires. So it might not rain yet. Or it might not rain at all. That could be an option too. By the way, Dominic, why are you not in the race today? Are you not, well, did you have time? That is good. A good explanation. And as Chef was looking to get into the top 10 and score a bit of points for Red Bull, it seems like that Smurf is one of the guys who is possibly going to be able to make that happen. Although Vexman trying to make a move up the inside. The air is wide open for the Mercedes, but so is Get Smurfed. A little bit of moving under braking, but nothing too serious. Oh, loses the car. But doesn't go into the wall, controls the car quite nicely coming out of turn 1. But Vexman did get the position off of that. Grimo caught up to Thomas again. I'm really wondering who has the biggest balls. Who is going to come into the pits the soonest? It's probably going to be Grimo, because he's running the mediums. The mediums don't last that long compared to the hard tires. 7/10 for the Mercedes driver, and we've seen these guys battle quite heavily already throughout the season, but I didn't expect them to battle this heavily here in Belgium. Grimo, who's currently in the top 10, I think in the top 8 even, or the top 7 of the Drivers' Championship. So it's looking great for Grimo. But Thomas, I mean, he needs these points for the Drivers' Championship, mate. He needs them, and that is exactly what he's doing at the moment. P2, well, provisional P2. Because Liquid Gas already came into the pits. He's caught up to PD. PD with another good surprisingly good result. Oh, that was a very bad sentence. Doesn't matter. Liquid Gas, who's gonna make quick work out of this. Deer is wide open down the Camel Straight. First they need to tackle Rouge Radion in the Spa-Francorchamps. And this is gonna be a good opportunity for Liquid Gas to match his pace, or even have more pace than PD down the straight with the use of that DRS. Here he comes, and he's just gonna blow past him. Goes back onto the racing line into turn 5, has the fastest first sector already. Might need to push a little bit more through sector 2 and sector 3 to get that extra point for the Drivers' Championship. As I'm just gonna read the chat here. Studying to be a financial advisor, and I had a meeting with my recruitment manager today, as I have a big meeting on a Friday. Fair enough, Dominic. Good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you. I wish you all the best. I hope you're going to be succeeding as a financial advisor. I thought you were in your 30s or 40s. I mean, you can still change whatever you're studying, or whatever you have studied, or whatever you want to be. But I don't know many people who actually want to study at their 30s, 40s. But that is lovely to hear, mate. I'm gonna call myself an economist, although, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna call myself an economist. I am an economist myself. I mean, at least I'm studying economy. So, I know exactly what you're going through. Liquid Gas managed to get the fastest lap point, the 1:45.8. And that is a bit faster than some of the guys who have done a qualifying lap. That is actually crazy to think about. Hearts, and he's almost equal on pace. That is amazing. Although the guys have DRS too. Oh, Thomas getting overtaken by Grimo down the straight. Grimo does have DRS though. Doesn't even make sense. It is did have or did does have or did have. Does had doesn't exist. I'm an idiot. Thomas still sticking to the tail of Grimo. I'm only 27 at the moment, but to be fair, we haven't really disclosed our ages. We range from people in their teens up to the 50s, I think. Ah, fair enough, mate. I didn't know that. It's good to know such things, because you know what kind of jokes to make and what kind of jokes not to make. You know? I'm gonna elaborate that later, as we've got Thomas right on the tail. Look at that. He's really pushing. He wants to get past Grimo, but Grimo just has a little bit more straight line speed. As you can see, pulling away from the AlphaTauri driver. As he's clipping the curb there on the exit. Beautifully done. Is he going to make a move down the inside on bus stop? Doesn't look like it. Thomas with a possible switchback. He has a good line coming through that part of the track. He's going to go up the inside. DRS wide open, but he will wait for the camel straight. Mike Taylor and Monster who are having a heated battle coming through in bus stop. Ooh, Monster pushing Mike Taylor a little bit deeper. Oh, no way. Daniel. Is it Lende? I think it is Lende. Oh, and Monster takes out Mike Taylor. He goes into the wall. And Mike Taylor dropping more than 5 seconds on the McLaren driver. Oh, no, it's not 5 seconds. It's 3.5. Ah, doesn't matter. Here comes Liquid Gas. And he's already caught up to Thomas and Grimo. As he's possibly going to be looking to take the lead of the race. And it's a three-way battle. Here comes Liquid Gas into turn 8. Is he going to go around the outside? Does look like it. Thomas defending the inside line. And Liquid Gas is not giving up though. Through turn 9, he cannot take any risks. Remo taking the racing line. Thomas has to defend from the guy behind him. Goes off track a little bit. Into pool hole they go. Liquid Gas possibly looking to make an overtake. 110 behind the AlphaTauri driver. He's going to have a little bit of dirty air, which is obviously not ideal coming through turn 12, 13, 14, and 15. 15 having that wall around the outside is not going to help them at all, because they cannot go off track. They cannot allow themselves to go off track and get bullied basically by that dirty air. Here he comes. And if you go into that wall, I once had it where I went into that wall because of dirty air. It was my first ever league race. Here comes Liquid Gas. He has a lot of straight line speed. We've seen Thomas struggle down the straights. And Liquid Gas might possibly be looking at a two-way overtake down the Camel Straight. Here comes Liquid Gas taking the curb up the inside as a bad exit. DRS wide open for Thomas and Liquid Gas. Monster is not going to be able to catch up. 9 seconds behind these guys. Liquid Gas almost going into the back of Thomas there. Beautifully done. I mean, of course, beautifully done, not going into the back. Here they come through Rouge Radion. DRS wide open. PD takes the fastest lap of 145.3. DRS wide open for Liquid Gas and Thomas. Thomas up the inside. They're going 3 wide and it's starting to rain. Liquid Gas onto the grass. As Thomas takes the lead of the race. Around the outside he goes. Has to watch out with that weather. And it is starting to rain. Will the guys be coming into the pits pretty soon? I think they do. And this will be a lead of the race battle because it's starting to rain. All the guys will have to come into the pits to go onto the intermediate tires, and anything can happen. Thomas taking the lead of the race. Liquid Gas right up his ass. 2/10 for Liquid Gas, the Haas driver, and Thomas. Oh, he's pushing. He's pushing. Liquid Gas is a little bit scared. Thomas is pushing. He wants to take that 15 points for the Drivers' Championship because that means he will be equal on points with Liquid Gas, and then it's everything to play for in the next couple of rounds. There are 12 rounds in total. We're currently in round 8 out of the 12. And Liquid Gas once again up his tail. As it seems like Grimo has already lost a bit of time through Sector 3. And will they come into the pits? I think they should. I think they should. They should come into the pits pretty soon. Will they come into the pits? Oh, Thomas comes into the pits. Liquid Gas isn't coming into the pits. Thomas probably going on to the intermediates, which is, in my opinion, the best decision he could have gone for. Liquid Gas staying out, and he's going to be sliding all over the place. He's going to be sliding all over the place into Sector 1, into Sector 2. He's going to be struggling. DRS will be disabled pretty soon. PD not coming into the pits. Monster is coming into the pits. So is Mike Taylor, and these guys have done the best thing coming into the pits. The guys who have not coming to the pits will struggle very, very heavily. Grimo not coming into the pits either. Let's have a look what the time to the leader is. Thomas, is he gaining or losing time? He's losing time, but that doesn't necessarily matter too much. Through Rouge Radion, he only lost about a 10th. PD on the tail of Thomas. He shouldn't be battling with the AlphaTauri too heavily, but he's gonna slide through Sector 2 very heavily. I think, let's have a quick look. Thomas, is he losing a bit of time? He is losing time. Was it already time to come into the pits? He's catching up. I think the track is getting wetter. Might have not been the time to come into the pits yet. He's not losing time, but he's not gaining time either. Here he comes up the inside, using a little bit of ERS. Thomas up the inside. The battling is definitely not helping. He's only lost 2 tenths because of the battling, so I think it shouldn't matter too much. It's not raining that heavily anymore. Oh, he's definitely catching up now. He's definitely catching up. Oh, look at that. He's catching up by quite a bit through Sector 2. Sector 3, entering Sector 3 at the moment. Yeah, he's catching up. Liquid gas coming into the pits now. He possibly lost a bit of time coming through the bus stop. So we might want to be comparing that time with Thomas's time. Liquid gas, did he lose time? I think he did. Look at that. Thomas will possibly be in front of liquid gas. I think they will come around turn 1 the same. Let's have a quick look. Liquid gas already came out on track. He lost a little bit of time, so... Oh, look how heavy it's raining, guys. Oh, the guys might want to go onto the wet tires at the end of the race. There's still 5 more laps to go. And it's raining. It's pouring water out of the sky. 1.5 seconds is what Thomas is behind liquid gas. And it just depends on who has the better setup. Will it be Thomas? Will it be liquid gas? It looks for now that it's liquid gas as he's again gained a bit of time. 1/10 through Sector 1. And the guys at the back of the grid are not anywhere close to each other. Ooh, Thomas catching up again through Sector 2. He's definitely got the higher downforce. So this is looking great. Has everyone come into the pits already? Molster hasn't. Neither did Hybrid Plays get smurfed. They're both coming into the pits right now. But Molster staying out on the medium tires, which is possibly going to be the biggest mistake of this race. Thomas really pushing. Look at that. Taking a lot of grip on the exit. The back of the grid, we are looking at a double stack possibly from the Red Bull team. Although, gets smurfed really far behind Chef. And once again, not a podium, a top 10 position for Chef. Although, I think he might be able to catch up with Molson? As Molson is definitely losing time to Vexman at the moment. Thomas not catching up to liquid gas, unfortunately. 2.3 seconds behind. There's still 5 more laps to go. We're heading into lap 18 out of the 22. Nobody within 1 second of each other. Which is quite unfortunate, because we do love to race around Belgium when it's raining. And when the guys are close to each other. The Aston Martin team is quite close to each other. Mike Taylor, he came all the way from P6 or P7. Bumped up to P4. At some point during the race, he had the lead of the race, which is, in my opinion, very crazy. And I think this is a great time to tell you guys about our sponsor, Demo Invest. And Demo Invest is basically an investment platform in cooperation with an education program or an education platform. So make sure to check out a Demo Invest if you haven't already. If you're interested into investing, make sure to contact Gregory Mortier _official on Instagram. I'll put it in the chat too, so you guys can contact him on Instagram if you're interested in investing anytime in your life. And Gregory is the man to help you with that. He's got a lot of knowledge. I know that there is a couple of guys interested in investing, so make sure to check him out. And Daniel, that might be something for you, mate. I mean, instead of gambling your money away, you should gamble your money into the investment world. And you might get a lot of money out of it. Here comes Hybrid Plays, 1.3 seconds behind Molson. And he's definitely catching up Molson, who decided to come into the pit. So that means that Chef has managed to get into the top 10. There we go, the Red Bull driver. Woohoo! Oh, look at that, how much time Thomas is losing to Liquid Gas. Liquid Gas definitely the more experienced driver in the wet weather condition. As things are looking very scarce for Thomas. He's losing time to Liquid Gas. He's losing time to Grimo. He might not have... I'm not made of linnet, Thomas. I have no idea what linnet is, Daniel. I'm not made out of money. What do you mean? You're gambling your money away in gambling. You should put your money into investments. And into... Even you can't even invest with 50 euros. You can't invest with 100 euros. You can't invest with 5 euros. You can't invest with anything. And your money might be worth more in a couple of months. Here comes Get Smurfed. Ah, he's battling an AI though. He's battling an AI in the wet weather conditions, which is obviously not ideal. Look at Grimo catching up to Thomas at the moment. And I'm not going to say that is because his tires are one lap younger. I don't think that is the case. I think Thomas is just a little bit slower through the wet weather. Gambling is a lifestyle. But gambling shouldn't... Gambling is an investment. It is not an investment. It is an investment into poverty, which shouldn't be a thing. 99 out of the 100 people don't gain any money with gambling. And that one person who does gain money is the owner of the gambling platform which you're gambling on. So, don't do it, mate. From small acorns, big oak trees grow. I have no idea what you mean. That doesn't even make sense. You're yapping again, like Newman says. Here comes Speedy. 2 more laps to go, though. 2 more laps to go. Nothing much is happening. We're looking at that gap from Grimo to Thomas shrinking. It has dropped from 5 seconds to 3 seconds already. So that is a 2-second gap. There goes the Aston Martin driver off track a little bit. He needs to watch out, pushing too much. He's trying to catch up to his teammate, but things are not looking as the way they are supposed to look for him, or as he wants them to look. Oh wait, it's Dominic who said it. That is probably a proper English. I thought it was... it's probably an English saying, but I thought it was a broadcast Norwegian... Norwegian explanations again. Sorry, Dominic. That wasn't meant to you. I didn't know it was a saying. I thought it was Norwegian. Yesterday, he said something to me. I don't know what he said. What did you say again? Oh, it's a famous investment saying. An acorn is a tree seed, so small seed, small investments can grow into something big. 100% Dominic. I agree with that completely. And Gregory is the guy who can help you with that. Because, Daniel, let's be honest. Yesterday you told me, oh yeah, I've won this much money. But you have lost all of that again today. It could possibly be that the money you invested, let's say the money you spent yesterday, if you would have invested it, it would have been 1 or 2 or 3% worth more today, and you would have gotten more out of it. And the chances of you losing that money again is rather small, because you're working in a cooperation with a professional. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Look at this, guys. We're helping people out of their addictions. So no, I'm not. I was gonna say if you're a smoker or a drinker, make sure to contact Gregory. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to help you stop drinking by investing. I mean, you could. All the money you put into bottles of liquor and cigarettes, you could put them into stock trades and gain money out of it. It's good for your health and it's good for your wallet. There we go. Hybrid place with a 3-second time penalty. You made bank on that money is... Wait, hold up. No idea what you said there, Daniel. We're heading into the last lap of the race. Liquid Gas is looking with a comfortable lead at his possible race win. 5.5 seconds, only a crash into the wall with a broken front wing can change that result. Grimo possibly doesn't have what it takes. It's not raining anymore, so I think we're going to be having a dry race. And the Alfa Romeo is looking, interestingly enough, not ghosting. Which is going to be a bummer for Grimo, because that means he's going to be struggling behind that Alfa Romeo driver, and he's not going to let him go through either. Would have it been smart if you were going on to the soft tires at the end of the race? Because it's not raining anymore. The DRS has possibly been enabled again. I think it would have been. Is anyone going on to the soft tires actually? Doesn't look like it. Dean. That's why Dean is actually so fast at the moment. Because he hasn't come into the pits. He's still on those hard tires. And he's faster than all the other guys. Oh, he's letting them go through now. Which is lovely about the AI though. Grimo trying to catch up, but it won't be for today. Vaxman did catch up to Trem though, so he might have the DRS here. Does he have the DRS? Let's have a quick look. He doesn't have the DRS, but he's got the pace on the intermediates. One more lap to go. As it seems like Trem doesn't have a single ERS left in the tank. Vaxman does have a little bit, about 25%. Oh, almost loses the car there. Vaxman trying to push the limits of his car. Into turn 8. This is possibly going to be a battle for P8. Goes heavily onto the curb there. Trem possibly got a warning out of it. Pushing the limits, and he needs to watch out being on the intermediates though. Another track limit there for the Ferrari driver as Liquid Gas just came across the line to put himself in P1. Thomas are coming across the line in P2. Vaxman looking to put himself in P8 though. And Dean, who has already come across the line because he got lapped. And then we've got Grimo in P3. Vaxman with a possible switchback. He needs the straight line speed here coming out of turn 15. Straight line speed for Vaxman. Will it be enough? Trem is blinking. He's got no ERS left. Does Vaxman have what it takes? Needs to yield a little bit coming through this part of the track. Is he going down the inside? Yes, it is. He is. He's braking really, really late. Oh, and he's going wide. Trem. Oh, yeah, he's going to give that position for free. Yeah, I mean, fair play to Vaxman. He didn't do anything dangerous there, trying to hold Trem from getting that position. It'll be a P9 for Vaxman, and Chef coming across the line to grab a P10. Look at that. Of course, if Molson is not catching up, but I think 2 seconds in half a sector will not be enough. Nice one, Liquid. Nice one. Here comes Molson across the line. Oh, he's even going too deep. Yeah, I think he tried to make a dive bomb on a ghost. The Ghostbusters. Yeah. I'm well known to give people nicknames that has something to do with their racing, and from now on, Molson is a Ghostbuster. Legendary. Gets smurfed in P13. Gained 1 position though. Gained 1 position, so he hasn't lost a single position. Dean, who got disconnected. Further, we're looking at Mike Taylor gaining 3, Peter gaining 6, which is not bad at all. But we can say that the biggest loser is Dean, unfortunately, because he was not in the lobby after getting a pole position. There we go, Gregory in the chat. Gambling is far from investing. I agree with you there, mate. I agree with you there. As I said, it's investing into poverty. There we go, Gregory. 1 point. Come on for the boys in the Red Bull. Here we go. The standings of tonight. I mean, the results of tonight. Liquid Gas in P1. He is taking a small lead in the Drivers' Championship. Thomas A good recovery race after I'm going to say a poor qualifying from him. P6, not amazing. Grimo came from P4 to P3. Mike Taylor came from P7 to P4. Peter with the fastest lap of 145.3. Improved by 5/10 on Liquid Gas's time. He came from P11 to P5, so he's my driver of the day. Blood Diamond in P6 came from P3. A very unfortunate race. A Monster from P5 to P7. Trem from P12 to P8. We've got Vexman from P8 to P9 and Chef from P10 to P10. 1 point for the Red Bull team, which is great. Further, we've got Molson, Hybrid Place, Get Smurfed, and Dean all the way at the back of the grid. Very unfortunate for team, but nothing we can do about that. And that is going to be the results. We are going to be going underway again with the interviews pretty soon. So I'm going to invite the guys over. And we should be ready to go pretty soon. So be right back, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Hello there, guys. So we're going to be having the interviews right now. We've got our top 3 in the comms box. We're going to be starting with Grimo. Grimo, congratulations on your P3, mate. Amazing race. Give us your view on the race in general.
Well, thank you very much for that. Really happy to get P3 after a few unlucky results in previous weeks. Also, congrats to Jack and Tom. Well-deserved first and second places from both of them. They drove great races. I thought it started off a bit of a shambles into turn 1, wasn't it? I don't know what happened there, but managed to recompose myself, keep up with the front guys. Tried to hold out on those mediums as long as I could to wait for the rain, and just about managed it. Otherwise, I would have been back in the pack. And then at the end, when the rain was drying up, I thought, oh, please hold on, tyres. And they just about did to get me a podium. So I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, I do have to say one thing. With this result, you're possibly looking at a top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. Luckily, Remy didn't take part today after his race ban. Blood Diamond didn't have a great race either. So what's your thoughts on being P3 in the Drivers' Championship? Are you looking to get into a better result, even this season or next season, or are you happy with that P3?
I mean, P3 at the start of the season for me was the target. I know how fast Jack and Tom are, so trying to be best of the rest and consistently turn up, and consistent performance was the main aim. And I didn't even know I was going to be maybe P3 in the drivers after this, so I'm chuffed with that. Hopefully, maybe in the next few races or next season, I can go a little bit higher.
I'm just taking a quick look with the Constructors' Championship. You have I mean, I'm not going to say beautiful teammate because I don't know what he looks like, but a good teammate next to you in the Mercedes team. Vexman and yourself are currently in P3 in the constructors, possibly P2 after a good result here from the team today. What is your thoughts on Haas and AlphaTauri only having one driver in their team? Is that a advantage you should take as a team with two drivers, or are you still looking at a P3 in the constructors?
I mean, with two against one, you'd have to say it's a bit of an advantage. But those ones, they're pretty good, aren't they? They're pretty quick, and always finishing in the podium places. Usually, that's a lot of points. And me and Vex, we have to try and pick up what we can. But I think we're a good team together, good consistent performers. Usually, always in the points and hopefully in the higher end of it. So we've got a chance of catching them. And I think, and a few more races to go, but we could be there or thereabouts for the Constructors' Championships. That's the aim anyway.
Fair enough. With the qualifying, you guys are always looking at a little bit of the same times, the same positions. I think this race you were looking at a P5 and a P6 at some point during the qualifying. Is there anything team play wise within the Mercedes team, or is it just racing and see who's the fastest on track, or what is the preparation going into races like Belgium?
Preparation for me is I focus on race pace. I think Vex does a bit more quali pace, but I try to focus on the race. Sometimes it hampers my quali time, but then for the race pace, I'm usually there or thereabouts. That's how I go. And then for driving the lead has first call on pit stops, and that's how we race together as a team.
Fair enough, mate. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the P3. And I wish you the best of luck in the next couple of races. We're going to go to our P2. Mr. Thomas, welcome, Thomas. How are you doing?
Better now that one's over.
So yeah, a great P2. I mean, you've done a great race. You had a little bit of a disappointing qualifying, I would say. P6 to, I mean, of course you got a P2 at the end of the race, but a P6. Let's give a quick look at that qualifying first. Were you a little bit disappointed about that P6, or was it quite all right?
To be honest, I always aim for the top four. I will be honest, I struggle with Spa. I don't know why, I love the track, but I can never get the setup feeling good. So P6 gave me, I think it took me out of the view of other drivers. So yeah, it was disappointing, but at the same time, just it was what it was.
And then, of course, going back into the race itself, was there anything you had? Well, you were hoping for, and did that hope actually come through? Was it a good race from your part of the racing? As in, did you enjoy racing it, or was it these kind of nights where you were thinking, yeah, this is a race I never want to take part in anymore. Let's move on to the next race.
It were good. It were good from my side. Like I say, I was struggling with setup all night. I know some of the guys were running a lot less wing than what I was. I was running sort of low 20s, and I think some of the guys were running sort of mid 10s. So I was struggling pace to get the car feeling right. So I opted to go for the hard tyre at the beginning to hopefully catch Jack out with the rain. But unfortunately, he had that much pace tonight. He could pit and catch back right up to me before the rain hit. So it was a bit disappointing on that side. But it's P2 still. It keeps the pressure on him. Had a great race with Grimo. Bondi was in that battle as well at the beginning. Slipstream was just so strong with DRS. You didn't know who was going to be, fighting into the bus, the chicane at the top of the hill. I think Mike were up there as well at some point. So yeah, it's a case of just move on to the next one.
Yeah, with 4 more races on the calendar, being Abu Dhabi, Sao Paulo, Qatar, and Imola. Of course, with this race, you've dropped 6 points behind Liquid Gas. Do you think there's still a chance of getting that drivers' championship at the end of the season, or are you slowly seeing it run away from you?
just got to keep the pressure on. Anything can happen in this league. You know, we can get a safety car tonight. We only had a VSC. We had a red flag the other week. Anything can happen. We've seen so many different results happen. I myself finished well off the points, well out the top 10. Jack's had a couple of iffy seasons. We could either one of us could put it in the wall. I'm not looking forward to the high speed, high downforce tracks because I feel that that's where the AlphaTauri struggles. Saw it in Bahrain and I sort of felt it tonight around Spa. So Abu Dhabi could be a tricky one for me. Sao Paulo will be okay because I can put plenty of downforce on, but I've just got to keep putting the pressure. As long as I'm behind him, I can just keep him under pressure. Try and do an undercut, which is what I tried tonight. Maybe one lap too soon for the Inters.
Fair enough, mate. Well, congratulations for your P2 tonight. You came from P6 in the qualifying to a P2 in the race. You've done an amazing job, and I wish you all the best in the next couple of races, and possibly we're going to be seeing you next week.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, man.
Then we're going to our race winner. Once again, Liquid Gas, welcome in the comms box, mates. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Even better after that.
How was your race how was the race from your point of view? We saw a little bit of an aggressive move into turn 1 from Mike Taylor, the Aston Martin car. Did that affect your race at the beginning of the race?
To be honest, I did get flashbacks to Miami and I just thought, oh no, here we go. I'm going to rejoin, get taken out, and I'm going to be upset. But I did have to run a little bit wide off track just to give a few cars space because there was, I don't really know what went on in regards to that. I just saw a red arrow come up behind me and tried to avoid it the best I could.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really caught any damage from that incident, but of course, it's something to look into for the stewards. When you saw that rain, and also when you saw Thomas going onto the hards at the beginning of the race, were you a little bit scared of that strategy from the AlphaTauri driver, or were you still very confident in your racing abilities and your racing skills?
I mean, it's ironic actually because we both joked about from the start. There's going to be rain, so what we'll do is go hard all the way to the wet and then go on the wets, and that's before we even loaded qualifying. So we had no idea of it's just a kind of joke we make every week, a running joke about weather affecting the races. So as soon as I saw the weather and I saw him on the hards, I knew exactly what his strategy was from there. So for me, it was all about bridging that gap in the first stint. I managed to get up to about 8 seconds, I believe. Then pitted for the hards because I wasn't sure how heavy the rain would hit and how close to the end. So I didn't want to risk another set of mediums if I had to run 2 dry compounds. And luckily, I had pretty good pace on the hards. And I saw Tom hit for the softs, for the inters, because his tyres were shredded. Whereas me being on the fresh tyres, I knew a little bit more grip. As long as it doesn't rain too hard, I could probably get the overcut. And I think I got an overcut of about 2.5 seconds. I think I was 7/10 behind and come out about 1.8 down the road. So it paid off.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. You had a great race during that. That intermediate stint. I think you pulled more than 5 seconds on Thomas. Absolutely amazing. Where's this rain skill coming from? Is that something you practiced before this race? Is it something that you already mastered before coming into this race on other tracks, or is it just a coincidence?
I'm not quite sure what it is. I like the rain. It gives a different aspect. It's not just about hitting the apexes. It's about breaking a little bit earlier, getting the car turned in. I've got to be honest, I did run lower wings tonight than I know Tom did, so I was actually worried for the rain. I thought he would really be dominant with the higher wings, but luckily, I managed to keep myself composed. I think he also had a little bit of a worry of Grimo behind, whereas I didn't have to worry about anybody else. It was just me and Tom to see what I can do, and I think, as I think I heard you point out at some point, I may not have been getting the faster laps at the beginning of the race, but due to consistency, I was still edging, pulling that gap with the consistency. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is something we do see quite quite frequently from you, race in, race out, and consistency. Let's talk a little bit more about your practice coming into the race. Is it only time trial? Is it Grand Prix modes? How do you prepare for a track like Belgium?
So it's a little bit of everything, really. I go into time trial. I test out a few different setups just to get an idea of the car. I will then go into a Grand Prix mode. That'll be where I test out the longevity of tyres, as well as a Monday evening we do a practice session. A few of the guys in the league, so we get to figure out how long they last. You know, we can do tyre pressures for temperatures and stuff. So yeah, I mean, in a practice, I do normally put even, you know, it's 22 lap race. I'll stick 30 laps in the car. I'll keep going and just try.
No,
So
you're
yeah,
gone.
I do focus more
You're
on
gone,
consistency
Jake.
than pace.
I think you're gone, Jake.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Now I am.
You can? Okay.
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Where,
no,
where
I
did
am.
I get up to?
I think getting into the lobby with a couple of guys, and I think that's about it.
Yeah. So on Monday we do a practice, a few of us, and what I do is I just chuck a load of fuel in the car, put on some tires, get my setup on, and I try and see how well I can keep my delta time within a second. So my first lap I'll put one in, and then I try and keep it within a second for as long as I can. Like I say, managing consistency more than pace, really, just to really make sure that over a race distance I'm getting the most out of the car and the speed as well.
Yeah, that is definitely something we've been seeing pay off for you as a driver, pay off for you as a team, because you're a one-man show for the Haas team currently in P1 in the Constructors Championship, also together with Thomas, who is in the AlphaTauri car, basically carrying the AlphaTauri team, because you guys have no teammates, unfortunately. But is that something you are hoping to get later into the season, or later into next season, or is that, I mean, you're quite comfortable being alone in a team, or how does that work? Because I mean, an extra driver on the grid also means extra battles, and if that driver is as fast as you, that could possibly give you some troubles on track.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it has its pros and cons, right? I mean, as Grimmo mentioned earlier, the first car on track gets the pit stop, whereas being alone, you don't have to worry about that. You pit when you want, you do whatever you know, you are your own team. And I mean, yeah, I enjoy it because Grimmo and Vext, you know, in the Mercedes, they are two very quick drivers. So it's nice to, you know, not only try and win the races, but to have that extra challenge of, can you outscore two people across a season? And I'm waiting for the phone call from Gene Haas, to be honest. You know, I think Magnussen and Hulkenberg are probably shaking in their boots watching the stream right now.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I have to agree with you there. You've been dominating the last couple of races, except for Miami, together with Thomas. Dom Waju is unfortunately not here today, but I'm definitely looking into him scoring another couple of points in the next couple of weeks. How are you looking at Grimo catching up to the top three? Is that something you're still afraid of going into the rest of the season, or do you think you're quite safe for 4 more races?
Well, as Tom said, you never know what's going to go on in this league. You know, we're all very quick drivers. You know, people have their good days, people have their bad days. But Grimo has always been on my radar. Just a few seasons ago, we were teammates, and you know, race by race, I see him improving in pace, as well as Blood Diamond, even Petey himself as well. You know, Mike, there's not really anyone in this league that you can brush aside. And I mean, last week as well, Grimo unfortunately spun from a leading position. Blood Diamond went into the back of the safety car, so it shows that these drivers do have the pace to win the race when they're on their day. And it's you can never sit back and relax. You've always got to be giving it 100% if you really want to get the most out of yourself in these races.
100%, mate. Thank you very much for being in the comments with me. Congratulations once again on the win of the race here. I wish you all the best in the next couple of races of this season, and hopefully we're going to be seeing each other next week.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Look forward to it.
And that means we're going to be finishing off the live stream here tonight. It's been a great race. It was Belgium, my home track. Absolutely lovely racing. We've seen many overtakes. We've seen some strategies come into play from Thomas going onto the hard tires and then finish off the race onto the intermediates. And it's just been working for him. He's jumped 4 positions. Grimo also with a great race. He's been battling with Thomas and Liquid Gas at the end of the race. Switching over from the mediums, from the dries to the intermediates. And it's just been lovely. You know, you never know what to expect here in Belgium. The weather could be all 4 seasons in one evening, in one race. It could be sunshine at the beginning of the race, and it could be snowing at the end of the race, and that is a lovely thing here around Belgium. But I'm going to be finishing off this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I would love to see you guys next week again, as we're going to be racing around Abu Dhabi, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to check out the calendar real quick. It is indeed going to be Abu Dhabi, so hopefully that is going to be a good race. As I'm going to be finishing off the live stream here, I thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and check out Demo Invest once again if you want to get into investing. Guys, I'm going to be finishing off the live stream here. My name is Phoebe Thomas, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. There we go. Oh, I'm still talking.